This is a demonstration of a Quat series drop count test kit using endpoint ID procedures. Please refer to the appropriate endpoint ID plus instruction sheet while watching this training video. The first step according to the endpoint ID procedure is to gather an accurate sample. The smallest change in sample size will lead to inaccurate results. Before gathering your sample, it's important to rinse the vial 3 times with the sample to be tested. This minimizes the chance of contamination from a previous titration. To get an accurate sample size, you want to hold the vial close to eye level. Once you feel you have an accurate sample, place the vial on a level surface and bend down to eye level. When performing a drop count titration, a white background can provide contrast to better see the color changes. A cabinet tray or a white paper towel can provide that contrast. Once you have gathered an accurate sample, the next step according to the endpoint ID procedure is to add 2 drops of complexing reagent. The bottle contains a dropper tip, so it's important to hold the bottle vertically to get a consistent drop size. After the addition of each reagent, swirl the vial to make sure the reagents are properly mixed. The next step according to the endpoint ID procedure is to add 3 drops of phenolphthalein indicator. Be sure to hold the bottle vertically to get a consistent drop size. After the addition of each reagent, remember to swirl the vial to make sure the reagents are properly mixed. If the sample turns a pink-red color, you must add sulfuric acid 0.5 normal 1 drop at a time while swirling until the sample turns colorless. If the sample stays colorless after the addition of the phenolphthalein indicator, you can skip the addition of the sulfuric acid 0.5 normal. The next step according to the endpoint ID procedure is to add 2 drops of toluene blue O indicator. Remember to swirl the vial to make sure the reagents are properly mixed. The sample should turn blue. The next step according to the endpoint ID procedure is to perform the titration. The bottle of titrant for the Quat test is labeled as QAC-DT. It's important to make sure you have the proper titrant and the proper sample size for this titration. Remember to hold the bottle vertically to make sure you get a consistent drop size. After the addition of each drop of titrant, you want to swirl the vial to mix the sample. Count the number of drops during this step. According to the endpoint ID procedure, the titration is complete when the sample color changes from blue to purple-pink. Multiply the number of drops by the test factor to obtain the parts per million Quat.